Another adventurous day for Videobob. I'm out here in Laughlin, or actually Bullhead City, because I want to start getting into heavy equipment. Yeah, and I want to buy a little mini Chinese bulldozer backhoe thing here. It's windy out here. It's in the desert. I'm over here by some trash machines. Come out. It's 115. I'm out in the sand of the desert. There's sand in my shoe. And the guy that I was meeting here to buy this thing can't find the keys. Drove an hour and a half out here. For fuck's sakes. It's windy, I'm sorry. But yeah, I want to get one of these little Chinese excavators, little backhoe. And the dude can't find the keys. The keys are not in the ignition. Look at there. No keys. Where could he have hidden them? And take a look at this thing. Runs on a Briggs & Stratton engine. It's 1,000 degrees. I need my gloves. And you can buy them for about $5-6 grand. They're pretty cheap. And I want to do some stuff on my property. So yeah, there's a lot of these out there. This one's an AGT, but you know, the brand makes no difference. They all come from China. They're all made in a couple different factories. What I liked about this one are these foot controls here. And these control this lower scoop, whatever this is called, the little bulldozer. And this one would control this pipe. And what this pipe goes to is there's supposed to be a powered thumb here that grabs, which isn't here. I'm going to put on. But that other foot control controls that hose that doesn't have. Also, I like the way that these controls the forward and driving controls, and they're forward. But then these control the action of the arm. I'm fond of this bikini blue, but I just like the way those controls were set up as compared to the others, because the other ones I've seen have like a panel here that obscures your view. This one doesn't have that panel, and you can see more what's in front of you. Whereas the other ones have a control panel with the controls right here. I like this configuration. That's why I went for this particular model. It says it weighs 1,000 pounds, or 2,000 pounds actually. I don't see how it weighs 2,000 pounds, maybe it does. So we're waiting for the dude to find the keys. My phone's gonna overheat. It's very hot. It's 115. It's very sandy. It sucks. It's hot. Bro showed up in his flip-flops and his shorts. And what have I always said about that? If pants and shoes are kicking your ass, the rest of the day is going to be difficult. Where I'm at out here in Bullhead, next to Laughlin, it's like this lonely dirt road where they keep the Republic trash trucks and dumpsters. And this dude's got a small plot of land that he's parked a couple of tractors and containers on, and he's selling this stuff on Facebook Marketplace. And here's the thing about this, right? You can go buy one of these mini excavators, yeah, from China for like $3 grand, but you're gonna wait 3 or 4 months to get it. Now you can go on eBay and buy them all day long for about $5 grand. And then you get the protection of eBay and your credit card, and you can get them in as little as a week, and they arrive on a pallet. You need a forklift to remove it, and I don't have the ability to do that. So you end up paying a lot more money to have it done at liftgate service or meeting it at a dock. So getting it flat on the ground at my house was the issue. So I came out here in my big truck and trailer, and I figured I could drive it up on the ramp of the trailer. The trailer holds cars, so a little bulldozer isn't going to hurt it. And so I like to be able to put my hands on things. You know, it's got 0 hours on it. It's like new, unused, but it's been sitting out here in the desert for who knows how long. And the thing is people don't want to pay the small premium that people want to charge for the profit margin when they see them advertised for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, etc. Now, there's a lot of companies, what they do is they'll buy containers full of these, and then they'll fix them. They'll put upgraded pumps on them, upgraded lines, cooling fans, better gauges, better wiring, just a few better things here and there, a couple of accessories, etc. And then they'll charge a premium for them, and then you're paying $7,000 or $8,000 for the thing. This one needs the power thumb, but the power thumb you can buy for less than $300 off of Amazon. It's not really a big deal. But just so many people are so cheap, they're trying to squeeze every dollar because the competition is fierce. I've been shopping for one of these, and about 90% of the ads that are on Facebook Marketplace are fake. They're all scams. They're people trying to do drop shipping scams, where they're trying to charge you $4,000 or $5,000. They're paying $2,500 for this thing or whatever. But it's probably a scam. You'll never get it, ever. So you got to beware of that. And I plan on doing a video on this thing because a lot of people are interested in them. I mean, if you own a large property and you can afford to buy equipment like zero-turn mowers for 5 to 10 grand or small tractors, having a little backhoe like this thing is pretty cool to have because it's not only for digging holes. I mean, yeah, you can put an auger attachment and drill straight down and plant a tree or put a post. But what I'm getting it for is the grabbing action. We've got tons and tons of trash and rocks and boulders and logs and lumps of concrete and stuff like that that I want to be able to grab, pick up, and drop into a dumpster. So for $400 or $500, I can rent a big dumpster, have it dropped off. But how do you get the stuff in the dumpster? How do you pick up a giant log of a tree you cut down, or a water heater, or an old fence, or a pile of brush, right? This thing will pick up a giant clump of rocks and bricks, and like we've got a bunch of concrete parking bollards that are laying over on the side, right? Like, you know, I need to be able to pick that up and drop it in a dumpster. And if you cut down a tree that's about 2 feet around and slice it up into 2-foot sections, go try to pick up that piece of wood. Go ahead, Hulk. This thing will grab it, pick it up, and throw it right in the dumpster. You know, you can get, you know, gravel and crushed rock delivered for $30-40 a ton, and you could pick up a scoop of it and spread it out. And like we just cut down all the bushes in front of the house because we're going to put desert plants in, but we got to get all the roots out. Wait, this thing will just dig them right out. Go out there with a shovel and try to dig it out in this desert rock. Forget it. So this thing's going to be cool. All right, let's see what happens. We found the keys. We took the top off of it. I'm about to load it in the trailer. And I couldn't film this because it's 120 out here and we're having to jump it off because the battery's dead. So you'll just have to wait till I get it out of the trailer there. What a clown show. Dude lost the keys, went and borrowed some keys out of another unit because apparently all the keys are the same. We had to remove the top off the thing to get it in the trailer. The battery was dead because he left the battery on. You know, he's a nice guy. Trying to find where's the brake release on this thing? Anyway, nice guy, but you know, gotta have your shits together if you want to be in the business. I gotta drive 2 hours back to Vegas. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's get back home and get this thing unloaded and take a look at it. All right, here it is. I got it unloaded. I got the truck and trailer put away, and I'm sorry I couldn't record any of this, but when you're doing serious stuff, you don't have time to goof around. So I'm gonna need some help to put that canopy back on. The battery I need to put on a charge. It's dead. Some quick observations after moving this thing. This thing is herky-jerky. These treads are bouncy. They're not good for driving on asphalt at all. It's like just rumble strip. And it's so herky-jerky. You gotta like just feather it ever so slightly. So I'm gonna see if there's any kind of adjustments for these. I don't know if they're relay operated or if they're all physical. It's got like 0 hours on it. It's got like, you know, 0.1 hour. So it's basically brand new. It's just been sitting outside and it's dirty, but I don't know if I want to get it wet. I'm gonna buy a cover for it. Some mods that I plan on doing is some cooling fans. I may add an additional muffler to this. Thinking about adding some counterweights of some kind to the back of this. I think I might add an LED bar across the front of this, shining straight down. I don't know how much night work I'm gonna do, but it's so hot here. It's not a bad idea to work at night sometimes. There is one LED light here on this boom. But this thing says the battery is charged. The battery is not charged. Let's see what happens if I turn it on. Like, it's not going to be charged. Oh, it's dead as a door. Wait. Oh, wait. That is on. Okay, that's on. Let's see. Seriously? I can't believe that charged the battery. You see how jerky it is? That's a great charger. So this here will push this down. Well, this will. You almost need one in the front and back. So let's move this up and down. But look how it shakes. So it's like you got to move it ever so slightly. This goes up and down and pocket close. Look how it shakes. I don't know if locking this down helps much. Maybe. It does a little. Just look how it shakes. This side I got to be careful with because it operates the house. So it moves that, and then it moves that part of the boom. So I don't know if there's any adjustments on this. Look. So there it is. It's not that loud. This locks out all the movements, right? So that locks everything. This turns on the light, and that's all there is to it. There's a choke here. There's no fuel gauge whatsoever. There is a gauge to see how much hydraulic fluid you have. Put the idle down as far as it'll go. So this you want to be careful of because if, that could potentially hit these that makes it move. So this is interesting. Even though these controls are locked out, these still work. So that's dangerous. Here's this thing blowing on me. It's rattling here. Let's turn this off. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to cut the battery. Okay. So this puny little pipe really is just bolted onto the backside of the muffler. It's not even really, and they just cut it off with a hacksaw. So it's like, I thought of adding an actual muffler back there. There's other mufflers I could add to it, as long as it doesn't give it too much back pressure. This fuel tank is way too small. I know that they make larger fuel tanks. I'd like to put a larger fuel tank on it. That's your hydraulic pump. I don't know if there is a fuel filter or, an oil filter on this thing. I'm looking for one. I don't see it. I don't know what that is there. That's just a hydraulic pressure module, maybe. Here's some of the valves, relays. I've never had one of these before. The battery is under there. So the battery, well, as you can see, is here. So you have to take off some bolts there and there to get to the battery. The guy put a new battery on it because the battery failed. And you can see all of the controls are under there. I don't know crap about these hydraulic systems, so I'm going to find out if they're adjustable, if you can adjust the amount of fluid, if there's some kind of way to dial it in, so that when you press this, it's not giving it as much fluid. I'd rather it move very slowly rather than herky-jerky. Tracks give you an arrow to tell you which way to go, but the easy way to know is where that little bulldozer attachment is. Now, first order of business I'm going to do is I'm ordering the power thumb. Power thumb will bolt here and have a hydraulic cylinder that replaces this. Which, it seemed like to me it would be a cheaper kit if they just sold just this cylinder. But as far as I know, they sell the whole thing, and it has like teeth on it. And then it just simply attaches to here. You just unscrew this and it attaches here, and then it's operated by this foot pedal here. And so that way, this is why, the reason I wanted this particular model was I like the foot pedal idea, and I like the open concept here. It gives you more visual room to see what's down here. Because the other models that you'll see have a little firewall there, or whatever you want to call it, a bulkhead, and then have the controls in the front. And every single time you have to reach over and grab a middle thing, which you might accidentally grab something else every time you want to work the thumb. Once you get proficient at it, you'll be able to do it with your foot. Man, I don't know. This thing is so jerky. You do have grease fittings everywhere. That's nice. 1/4 inch thick steel. I mean, it just needs to be heavier. Looks like there's a pre-cut port there. I'm not sure what that's for. I'd like to see what that's maybe made for. Might just go through the whole thing and make sure everything's good and tight. I was also thinking about, I think that they make counterbalances for these. But I do want to add some coolers. You know, it's 120 degrees out here, and not today. It rained actually today, so it's cool. But a lot of people have been adding cooling fans. And see, the thing is, I don't know how much difference it's going to make adding cooling fans to these areas here, because they're just, I mean, they're sucking air, yes, but I'm not sure how much that's going to really cool this thing off, and if it makes a huge difference, because this is just a lawnmower engine. I don't know if it's a single cylinder or twin cylinder. I think it might be a single cylinder 420 cc. It's not a Briggs, it's a, you know, it's something else. I mean, there, oil is way, I see the oil down there, the oil plug. So I guess you access it how? Through this panel here, I guess. I don't think there's an oil filter on this thing. There's a fuel bowl, cheap little fuel bowl there. So I want to do some minor upgrades to this thing, and I'm not sure if there's a way to bolt counterweights to this thing. I know that they make them. I had an idea that would be a big seller. I don't know how you would mount it, but you could put like a big molded plastic water ballast on the back of this thing, and you could fill it up with water and add hundreds of pounds to the rear of it for counterbalance. And then with a drain on it, you could drain it for when you're traveling, you know, when you're moving it, and it would remove that weight. Why somebody hasn't invented this, I don't know. I just invented it. Because you could put water on, you could put 500 pounds of water on the back of this thing, and it would help with your weight when you're trying to pull roots and stuff. But I can't wait to try this thing out. I just need to get the battery charged, and it looks like it kind of is. It's a really small battery. It's a lawnmower battery. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. I've always wanted a piece of heavy machinery. It's so crazy how small it is, because like you're looking at it, it's like 36 inches wide, I think, you know, so it's 3 feet wide. So, and I think the reason they did that is so you can fit it through places like this garden gate. I don't know if it'll fit through this garden gate or not. It might. This garden gate's been a problem for me when I'm trying to bring things in. I'm thinking very seriously of removing it. But see this concrete here? I don't know if it'll fit through there. But when you're trying to access stuff, my tailgate. I love this truck. Okay, well, I think that's enough for this video. We'll just do a follow-up on it as we do work on it. Once I become, you know how I am. I become an expert in everything. So once I become an expert in this pile of shit, you know, I take that back. You know, the Chinese get a bad rap. I paid $5,200 for this thing. I own a hydraulic backhoe on tracks for $5,000. I mean, seriously. It's just, there's certain things that they're not good at. Electronics is one of them, right? Like, if left out to the weather, these little switches and things aren't going to survive. However, I'm going to do a couple of things to upgrade some of this and weather protect it a bit. I'm definitely buying a cover for it. They make covers. I'm going to cover it up. I'm going to take care of it, and I'm going to do a couple of upgrades on it. But I mean, this is plate steel. Look how this is bent. So that means they had to build a form for this. This is welded, but that's like pretty thick steel. It weighs, they say, 1,000 pounds. Here's the tag on this thing. AGT. America's Got Talent. H15. Not a lot of information. Made 2024, so it was only made a couple months ago. I mean, it says it was made April, I think. I guess this thing weighs 1,000 pounds. Now, you spend double the money and you get the 4,000 pound unit for about 12 grand. Now you're talking. Now you got a real piece of equipment. This thing, though, this is for people who have small properties like mine, and they just want to do little stuff. And if you can afford a zero-turn mower and other things like that are agricultural, there's the mama kitty. Remember, we have these cats on the property? Where's the kittens? So I want to clean this area up. That's why I bought this thing. Hi, mommy kitty. Hi. Do you want some food? I've been feeding this mama kitty and her kittens. Where's the kittens? See, I could see her nipples exposed. She's been feeding them. I've been feeding them like crazy. So look at all this stuff, right? You're going to come out here with a shovel and shovel concrete parking bollards and bricks. I don't think you are. Look at these rocks over here. You're not moving this shit. Now, we've been throwing trash over here for the last couple of years. Every time we cut down a bush or a tree, it goes in our pile. You haven't even seen the pile. Look at this. You want to pick up that? No, I don't. But when you've got a hydraulic thumb, you can just pick it up. Put it in a dumpster. So we're going to get dumpsters over here. We'll be able to pick up all this stuff. Look at this shit. Bricks, rocks. Look at all this fucking trash. I have a groundskeeper, and this is what he's been doing. He's just been piling this stuff over here. It's disgusting. I'm so pissed off about it. Look at this water heater. All this stuff has to go into a dumpster. And now it just got rained on, so now it's all wet. So this is what I bought this thing for. I'm going to resolve this little problem of mine. Fuck. Killed myself. Look at this. This thing completely deteriorated. Unbelievable. Toilets, tires, printers. So all this stuff is why I bought this thing. We're going to make haste of this. We're going to throw it out. Look at this. I got nowhere. I got to park this Rolls Royce out here next to this car. You know? There's so much stuff I want to get rid of and clean up. There's my Grey Poupon. There's nothing wrong with this car. This car's for sale. It's been fully restored. And somebody please buy it. 25 grand I want for the car. Air conditioning, everything, interior redone. I'm probably going to sell this car too. This thing here, I love this thing, but I just don't have a place to keep it. It's a 1989 Trans Am turned into a Ferrari replica. And it's only got like 30-something thousand miles. Thing is mint, runs perfect, cold AC. Nothing wrong with it. It's just fading in the sun. Got rained on today. It's got no license plates. Come buy these cars. I got them priced at $25 a piece. All right, this van over here I bought just because it was a good deal. I was thinking about Scoobying the van, doing a Scooby van out of it. That's a good place to park that tractor right there. So when you have a big giant property like this that sprawls over an acre and you got tons of little projects, this is why you buy something like this. So stay tuned. This is going to be fun. Catch you guys later.